The following podcast is provided by Era Living, innovator in residential retirement options since 1987. And welcome everyone to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And we are very blessed today to talk to residents of Era Living, senior living communities. And we've had the privilege of speaking with residents and hearing their stories. And I'm about to introduce you to a very wonderful lady by the name of Connie Olstad. And you are a resident of Aljoya, Thornton Place. Are you not,
That's
Connie?
correct. That's correct.
So tell me a little bit about, obviously, Connie, you've lived at Aljoya for how long?
Almost 10 years. It will
Almost
be 10
10
years. It'll be
years.
10 years in July.
That's amazing.
It is. And the time has gone very, very quickly.
Yeah. And you have a little backstory about Aljoya, don't you? Before you moved in?
Well, I came to Aljoya maybe shortly after it opened, for a downsizing workshop, which I found very helpful.
Yes.
I just had a good feeling about Aljoya. One of the two things I liked, the large windows in the apartments, which is very important to me. And the fact that everybody had a balcony. So if you get confined and you can't get out easily, at least you can breathe fresh air.
Yeah. You were lucky to have that balcony, I bet, during the pandemic.
Yes. Yes.
Very much so.
And then you can have some plants if you want and so forth.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. But that was 3 years or more before we moved, and we weren't interested in moving in. We had a dog and we talked about it. The dog died. And then we had an invitation in the Seattle Times to visit an open house. And my husband said, well, let's just go. So we did. And he liked it. And he said, we better talk about availability and finances. So then we made an appointment to community relations. And they showed us the apartment that we fell in love with, which was on the corner with lots of light.
Nice.
And
important too, the light.
Yes, especially in Seattle. And so we hadn't talked about moving. We just were exploring. And we found ourselves signing the initial agreement that day. And so I wrote in my diary, oh my God, what have we done?
Yeah.
And community relations invited us to come stay for dinner. And we said, no, we have to go home and fix ourselves a stiff drink and think about what we've done and, really talk about it.
Yeah.
And after a few days, we realized we wanted to.
Yeah.
But our children were shocked because we hadn't told them we were doing this. And our daughter is so relieved. And she's mentioned it several times, how that she has friends who are still very distressed about their parents. And she said, I'm so lucky that I don't have to worry.
She is lucky. And you know what we're finding in our industry, which Connie, you're proving it, is the fact that seniors today are starting to take their own later life plans into their own hands. They want to control their destiny. Where my parent, when I took care of my mom, she was born in 1925, but she didn't even want to talk about it. She didn't want to do anything. And so it was left to us when she's laying there in in a rehab facility. And then I had to go find her a place. She wasn't even with me. It was really hard. She wasn't happy, all of those things, because it was out of her control. And I think what you did was a very, very, very smart thing in the fact that you took it upon your own hands to absolutely make your own choices. And so you and your husband moved in, 10 years ago. So what's been your experience?
Well, it's not an easy move.
Right.
And I keep telling people, don't wait until you're ready, because you're never ready to do it.
True.
It's difficult. And I asked my husband what he missed most, what was the hardest part of leaving. And we had moved into a brand new house with no landscaping. And he had done a Japanese garden in the back with koi ponds. And so it was hard for him to leave.
Sure.
And, we lived in our house for almost 50 years, and it was hard. It was hard to leave. I almost start to cry when I think.
Yeah, of course.
But I keep telling friends, don't wait, don't wait. Move
Mhm.
while you can make your own choices. We did a lot of our own moving because we just lived in Lake Forest Park. So we were, 5-10 miles away,
Yeah.
and we could move a lot of our own things. And we could make the decision. We didn't have children saying, are you sure you want to take this, and so forth.
Yeah.
We made
Yeah.
our own decisions. And then we moved in here when we were still young enough to really enjoy being here. And then my husband was on
Exactly.
the resident council, and I was very active in the library committee. And 10 years has taken its toll. We're not as active as we were, but we're
Sure.
glad we moved in while we were young enough to really enjoy it.
Yeah. And
And
that
we don't enjoy it now, but it's a different kind of enjoyment.
exactly. Well, and here's the thing that I love what you said is the fact that, you picked your apartment, you met with people, you made the choices. And
It was
this
so
is the
important.
thing that's so amazing. And yes, even though it's hard to leave your home, you still have those memories
Oh,
and
yes.
and you build new ones. And so there is an adjustment. And I think that's one of the things that, we hear a lot about, how to do it. But I think the staff at Era Living really understands that it's a adjustment, that it's a major thing, and they help you in that process, I'm sure.
Well,
Do
the
they not?
other thing I wanted to mention was not just emphasizing the moving and so forth,
Mhm.
the benefits of being here. Both my husband and I have had some serious health problems, not because we
Oh,
were
yeah.
here, but
No.
they happened.
Yeah.
The staff has been so helpful, and it's so nice. I'm so grateful I don't have to prepare a dinner every night, for example.
Isn't that nice?
I finally got to retire. My husband retired a long time ago. I didn't get to retire till I moved here.
Oh, yeah.
But when we had serious health problems, it was nice to be here and have Aljoya. Plus, Aljoya did the vaccine clinics for us, the flu clinic and the
Mhm.
COVID vaccine.
COVID and everything. Huh? So you have all that there. And the thing is too, is there's somebody on call 24/7. So you've always
Right.
got, if there's anything that you need in,
Speaking of that, we were at our friend's apartment here.
uh-huh.
My husband has very sore knees, and he's very tall, and he has trouble getting up, and he made the mistake of sitting on their low couch.
Oh,
He couldn't get up, and
bless
we had
his
to
heart.
bring for wellness, and he ended up on the floor trying to get up.
Oh,
And we called wellness, and they got him up, and everything was fine. Yes,
oh.
we're very privileged.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to bring one more thing really quick too, is when you talk about you can't get up, as you get older, mobility is more difficult, right?
Oh,
And
yes.
so the nice thing about these apartments, they are, ergonomically friendly. They have wider doorways. If you ever
Oh,
have
yes.
to, have a wheelchair or a walker, you can get in there. The showers are easy where you're not, and everything is
Climbing over a
designed
bathtub.
right. So you have a safety factor there.
Oh, yeah.
The walkways, everything like that. A lot of, have railings and have places to sit and things like that. That's probably a real amazing safety net for you guys when you're,
It is.
yeah. How tall is your husband, Connie?
6'4".
6'4".
Yeah.
I've got 1 inch on you. My husband's 6'5".
Oh,
So I can relate to your story.
yeah, yeah.
They're tall. They're
They're
tall.
tall. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's so great to have you talk about your experience, and you've met a lot of people, I'm sure, through the last 10 years. Are there a lot of, I'm sure, friendships that are really special to you right now? Are
Yes,
they not?
we're very good friends with one couple here, and we get together every Friday and have dinner and
Nice.
drinks and chat about life, and chat about Aljoya, and chat about politics. And
Well,
yes,
there you go.
yeah.
And that's important too, is to have those connections. And certainly, and I bet you're a great greeter too for people that just move in.
I try to be. I try.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you were in that place once, right? So you can
Yes.
have that
Right.
experience.
Yeah.
So I am so glad that you shared your story, Connie. Thank you so much.
Well,
And
you're most welcome.
you know, we love loving talking to the residents for sure. And you are a treasure.
Well, thank you. It was
Thank
my
you,
pleasure.
Connie.
You're
And to
most
each and
welcome.
every one of you, we look forward to you experiencing the amazing podcasts that Era Living puts forward about not only their communities, but senior living in general. And so until next week, everyone, be good to each other. Era Living is locally owned and operates 8 premier retirement communities in Seattle, Renton, Mercer Island, Bellevue, and Issaquah. From vibrant, independent living to compassionate assisted living to secure memory care, Era Living respects and honors older adults by enhancing the quality of their lives. Learn more at eraliving.com.